Coach, when you answer, by the way, you can look right here for me.
Okay.
That'd be good, because don't look down at my camera.
Gotcha.
We're now ready to begin our midweek press conference. We're joined by acting head coach Mike Scott, and we'll open up the floor for questions.
Go ahead, you're here first.
I was noticing in the Fresno State game, just 23 out of 24 free throws. You know, we don't talk so much about free throws, but how clutch is that, especially in a game against a rival, went playing on the road, everything else. What did that mean to you to have such a great free throw performance?
It's huge. It's huge, man, especially because we haven't been shooting them really well. We got a lot of guys that percentages are down. So we've spent a lot of time working on it, and it came through for us. And then we had some big free throws at the end of the game to win it. So.
Yeah, I mean, and it's in the second half. They're already tired and everything else, and making clutch ones. I mean, CJ, that was great that he was perfect. And,
Yeah.
And Justman was also perfect.
Yeah.
And obviously, Smith was 12 of 13. So,
Yeah.
I mean, out of a 30-point game. So.
Yeah, we were making a joke about it over the week because I feel like our guys shoot free throws pretty well, but I thought we just had the yips at the free throw line. It was kind of weird, but I'm glad they came through for it, especially with the way we shot the basketball. I was like, we got to make free throws in order to win the game. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's it's a little thing, but it's a big thing.
Yeah.
It can become a big thing. So,
Absolutely.
what are the things that you learn about yourself, about your team against a Fresno State? You know, one that obviously adds a little bit more of just the proximity of the teams.
Just resiliency. Our team, like I've said before, like we have to have that, right? We have to be a team that's going to be able to grind some games out. Our conference is good, and that's what we're preparing for. So it was good to see them be resilient and get an 11-point. I think we had down 11 or something like that, 11 to 12, and then not lose their head, not just it go from 11 to 20 or 25 like it has in the past, but stick with it, stay in the fight, and pull it out. It was good.
If you could look here again, Coach, appreciate it. Okay. Let me be the grumpy old man and ask you about the three-point shooting, which was 1 of 15, and I know it's sort of been low throughout the season.
Yeah.
You got to fix that. So how do you
Yeah.
remedy something like that?
Practice, and more practice. We drill our guys in some of our play calls. We drill our guys in what we're running and just trying to get them more shots and keep them guys confident. Same thing I told them in the game. Like, I felt good about all of their shots. I felt good about the shots that we were taking, and they'll eventually fall for us. But more importantly, like, we gotta continue to guard. We gotta continue to defend. We gotta continue to rebound. And if we can do that, we'll stay in the game. And hopefully, when them shots fall, then we can start to separate from some teams.
So now you open conference play, and no matter what happens in these next two games, you got to wear it for about a month. You know,
Yeah.
stare at the standings for about a month after two road games.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on these two games and how you approach them, and then specifically about CSUB?
We approach them like any other game. You know, obviously every game is a big game for us because it's the next game. So we don't change what we do. We will dig into CSUN and try to figure out what's some stuff that we can do against them that'll help us go and win the basketball game. But still the same with us. Like, I feel like we got to get shots and we got to rebound the basketball. I think they're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, which is why they've traditionally been good. So that'll be a staple for us, is just, you know, boxing out and going to hitting the glass hard.
You're scoring down low. In fact, you're scoring overall. You know, Dalen's 30 one night, he's 4 the next. Your big men don't score a ton, but Tom had 10 this time out.
Yeah.
The distribution of points, how do you get, not that there's anything wrong with what's going on, but it just doesn't seem to be something that you can bank on or any consistency. It just sort of morphs into something different game to game. What are your thoughts offensively, what you guys are doing?
It's part of what I was saying when I was talking in the beginning about figuring out our team, right? Like, we have some guys that can score the ball. We have a group of guys that any given night, you know, somebody different can lead us in scoring. We got some guys that come off the bench that can lead us in scoring on any given night. So for us, it's just about finding who's got it rolling, who has the mismatch, who can we lean on that night and try to play through them and try to get them to take us to the house that night.
Yeah. I don't know that you have an answer to this, but I'll say it anyway. Nick could probably help me out if I'm wrong on this. In the 3 or so years that they've had this 2 conference games early and then the rest of it, you know, later because of the weeks that they have to. I think every year you've started the first 2 on the road.
Yes.
I don't think you guys have ever been at home.
Yes.
Any thoughts on that?
I don't. I know it's a random deal that they kind of draft the games with. I think for us, it again goes into who we are, right? Like, if we're gonna be a gritty team, we're gonna have to go on the road and we're gonna have to grind some games out. Why not do it early? I think if we can kind of put some pressure on some people early, maybe get one or two of these games, especially moving forward here with CSUN and Santa Barbara, give us a jolt and give us some confidence as well for our home games, for our home stretch afterwards. Yeah.
Can you describe what you think is the best formula for this team to win when I talk about back to the offense for a moment? Because CJ's had big games, Ron's had big games, Dalen's had big games. The easy answer is they all three have big games. But realistically speaking, when is this team purring offensively? What's happening?
Probably having 4 or 5 guys in double figures. And that just means we're sharing the ball. That means everybody's kind of clicking on the same cylinder. It's kind of rare in today's college to have 4 or 5 guys that can go get 10 points a game, but we're right around there, right? We're usually, 2 or 3 guys in double figures and then one at 9 and one at 8. And again, it's, like I said, I think when we start to shoot the ball a little better, shots start to fall for us, you'll start to see that in the stat sheet. And I think that's the formula for us to try to go and get a championship is having multiple guys that can go get baskets at different times because of the lulls that we've had of not being able to score for 3 or 4 minutes. And if you can cut those out in college basketball, you're going to win a lot of games.
Going back to three-point shooting, we all shoot them. We've all shot practice threes. We've all shot game threes.
Yeah.
They're different.
Yes.
But at the same time, when you watch your guys, even when they practice against each other and they have big, they're knocking them down left and right, then they play a team in a different laundry and suddenly they're 1 of 15.
Yeah.
What goes through your mind when that happens? And how do you change, other than practice, how do you change your fortunes from behind the three-point line?
You continue to give guys confidence. You continue to tell them to let it go and shoot the basketball. The three-point shot is a huge piece to the game today. So as long as our guys stay confident and we're not turning down shots and we're not hesitating shooting the basketball, I feel good. I tell guys, man, I don't want you shooting the basketball and then checking your hands to see if it was slippery. No, let it go and then get back on defense. So for me, it's about just continue to give our guys confidence about shooting the three, and when it starts to fall, hopefully we'll see some triple-digit numbers.
In your coaching situation, where you are right now, now you've had a handful of games as a head coach. Are you feeling any different when you're out there? You're getting ready to do the Big West thing, you've been right there next to Rod for, those bold week games.
Yeah.
What are your feelings, just kind of like grasping everything that you maybe like didn't know about as a head coach until now? Now that you've had some games.
It's exciting. It's exciting for me. Obviously, it's an opportunity that I've been wanting my whole life. Even as a player, my teammates, they still call me coach. They called me coach when I was playing. So it's something that I always wanted to do, and it's something that I've been looking forward to. But to be here and to actually be doing it, the biggest thing for me is the management side of it, right? Like the basketball side it's kind of simple. It's something I've been doing. I've always known kind of how I wanted to play and kind of the style, so to speak. But managing the different phone calls that I'm getting and managing the practice time and the schedule and coming to talk to you guys, that part of it for me is a little different. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to continue to learn and grow and make some mistakes and learn from those mistakes and continue my pursuit on being a head coach.
How have you, with Big West Conference games, it's just that it's going to be this small sample size.
Mm-hmm.
How have you always approached conference games in terms of being a coach? What was always kind of your roles in that, and now how has that expanded as a head coach? Or maybe you're better at delegating some of those things?
For me, I've always tried to lock in on something that I knew for sure we can hang our hat on. When I started out as an assistant, it was kind of like baseline out of bounds and silent out of bounds, and just making sure like teams didn't score on us. And I used to always say like, you can cut teams scoring by 8 points if you just don't let them score baseline out of bounds and silent out of bounds, right? So it was more of a focused scout for me. Now it's like, no, I need to know, what they're doing here. How can we cut this off? How can we take this guy out of the game, right? Like, how can we cut his average? If he's averaging 20, how can we cut it to 10? Or who else can we cut from 9 to 5? Those type of things for me has been the biggest change in trying to get our guys to understand like the importance of, not letting this dude catch it, things like that. So for me, that's the biggest change and the biggest thing.
What do you see different about Northridge this year? I mean, college basketball, rosters turn over so often. So I don't, what you can see what they did last year is good, but
Yeah.
it's like, maybe a style. But what do you know more about Northridge this time around?
They play the same style. Coach Newman does a really good job of just getting guys to play hard. They're running a lot of the same stuff. They're doing a lot of the same things. I mean, it always helps if you have a Keontae that is in the back and he's almost a triple double every night, right? Which they don't have this year. But I like their team. I mean, they're big, they're long, they're athletic, they got size at every position. They attack the paint hard. They've traditionally been that type of team. So for us, it's not a huge difference in what we see. Now it's just about going out and executing and trying to pull away with a road victory.
I don't want to go too far. I mean, Santa Barbara's also in this weekend
Yeah.
thing, and I
Yeah.
know you're focused on Northridge. Is there anything at all that you want to say about Santa Barbara? That's kind of been one of those teams that's thorn in your side, obviously, last year, and the season and the
Yeah.
tournament. Anything to that you get to at least get the road game out of the way early?
It's every time we go up there, I tell our guys we have a chance to make history, right? Because we haven't won up there yet, at least it's not since I've been here. So I tell our guys, like, every year we have a chance to go up there and make history, and it'll be the same thing this year, right? Like, at some point we got to start to turn the corner as a program and go beat some of these teams on the road that we haven't necessarily beat in the past, right? So that'll be the goal this year, is to go up there and we're trying to go get a win. And maybe it's the first time that we start to flip the program and try to make it seem like when we go on the road, we expect to win.
Well, you did it at Fresno, too. That was the first time you guys had beaten them at Fresno, right?
77.
Yeah,
Since '77? Yeah, see?
so it's been a long time. So.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. That's
Yeah,
huge.
I was at that game.
You were?
How were the
Yeah.
concessions?
Yeah.
I was just gonna fact check that.
Yeah. I was telling our staff it was really cool, the arena, the feel of the game, kind of that old school vibe of the
That was
game.
arena.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, man. Even, as a coach, you kind of go out there as a fan and I always kind of take a look around and I'm excited about the opportunity, obviously, but more importantly for me, man, just enjoying the moment. So you go out to some of these arenas and you're playing in front of some of these fans and going out on the road and being able to talk to some of these coaches, man, for me it's always exciting. I'm like a little kid in the candy store when I first walk out there before I actually kind of lock into the game. So
Guys you recruited here this past year, who's kind of who you feel is gelling with you, and now that they're here, now that they're going through all the stuff and everything else, is there anybody in particular you're seeing good things from?
as a group, I'm seeing everybody kind of taking the jump. We've had some really tough conversations about winning and what that looks like, playing hard, what that looks like, what that feels like. Trying to get guys to understand what exhaustion feels like. And a lot of times I don't think guys kind of understand that when you have talent. And we've always been really, really talented. And I think we have a talented group this year. But trying to get them to understand you can't just play off your talent. So in terms of individually, obviously, like Dalen and CJ and Ron and Jaden and some of those guys have always kind of, hey, coach, what do you think about this? Hey, coach, what do you think about that? So that part hasn't really changed. But just trying to get everybody on the same page and getting our chemistry together. And then also, like I said, figuring out who's got it rolling and how do we get that guy the ball and what are we running for that stuff too. Yep. So.
How are you guys health-wise? Going in anything out there that?
Caleb's out with his ankle. A couple guys banged up, just some bumps and bruises. Hopefully nothing too concerning. But right now, I think everybody's kind of feeling pretty good. I would love to get Caleb back. I think he helps us just with some more athleticism and ability to score around the rim and catch some lobs and things like that. So.
Is that something he'll be out the whole weekend?
Yeah, I think he's out the whole weekend. Yeah, I gotta double check that, but I'm pretty sure he rode it pretty bad. I didn't think it was that bad when I saw it at Fresno State, but then I saw his ankle and I was like, yes, it was pretty severe. So.
Good.
Next question?
Yeah.
Right here, Coach, I got a few for you. I want to go back to that Fresno game and talk about Smith and his 30-point performance. How did that push the rest of the team to play better in that game?
It calms the team, right? So usually when you're playing, some guys kind of get the jitters and you don't really know where your next bucket is coming from and you're trying to continue to get stops. When Dalen got it rolling like that, it calms the team because it kind of gives us at ease. It kind of gives you a little boost defensively because you know, like, we can come down and score. So when he has it rolling, man, it's usually pretty good feel for us.
Fresno State, their head coach, he did a post-game interview afterwards, and he said, he mentioned that it wasn't anything Bakersfield did that caused the loss. What do you have to say about that?
I'm just happy we won. Whether they gave us the game or whether we went and took it, I'm excited that we got the road victory.
Coming out of that Fresno State win, going into more conference play, what is going to be the mentality for you and your team moving forward?
Continually to fight. We have to compete at a high level. We have to play hard for 40 minutes, which I don't think we've done yet, and we got to shoot the ball better. So it's the same things going to the Fresno State game, is the same things we'll be talking about going into Northridge. Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We are ready to resume our midweek press conference. We're joined by head coach Ari Weidman, and we'll open up the floor for questions.
Well, Ari, it's been a while since we saw you or have seen you. Couple wins under your belt and the game against Arizona. What do you take away from those?
Yeah, pleased with the road wins. now we need to win at home. But I thought we played better as a team at Nebraska, Omaha, and at Wichita State, and we had more balanced scoring. Arizona, we struggled to move the ball the same as those prior games, and so I thought that was a winnable game too, but we didn't perform to the level I would have expected from our group. But nonetheless, our guards are starting to score it. We need Tenna to continue to be consistent inside. It opens up everything for us, but I love that they're competing, and so I think that we've played a great schedule to prepare us for Big West play.
Yeah. But the scoring totals seem to be going up as a team. You're scoring more. That's got to make you happy.
Yeah, it does make me happy. I mean, one of the main things we talked about since the summer is our field goal percentage has to be about, I like it when it's 45% from the field. And then from three, you want it to be 35%. And the free throw line has to be 75% or better. And we aren't hitting those numbers. I met with our team about that today. And so we've just got to make a jump in those to have a better chance to win some more games. But they are competing, and so I'm pleased with that.
So as we mentioned with Mike, you hit that 2-game stretch of conference games where win or lose, you have to wear that record for about a month before you play another one.
Yeah.
What about these 2 games when you just put them in a box and you think about just these 2 games? What about them?
Yeah, I'm excited for these first 2 because I reminded our team we were picked 11th, right? And so you can send a message to the conference right away. And I do believe that Cal State Northridge is a team that we can pressure and get after it with, and same for Santa Barbara. And so I just want our guys to play as hard as heck and protect home. Our next 5 games, 4 of them are at home, so we need to protect this house. And but the conference ones, I want to send a message to the Big West for sure.
So what specifically about CSUB?
I think they've got some depth. They're more athletic than last year, but I think that we both have an inside presence now. We need to do a really good job of locking up their best player, number 33, really good guard, and they have a 6'4" kid. So we need to take away that 2-man game. That's going to be critical for us. And then you never want the role players. You don't want any surprise appearances. So we need to take care of the top 2, finish plays, continue to take care of the ball, and increase our field goal percentage. Another thing I talked to the team about, harped on, again, assist to turnover ratio. We're not in the positive. And once we can take care of these 4 truths that I talked about today, assist to turnover, rebounds, field goal percentage, and free throw percentage, we should be in a really good spot to win a majority of our games.
What are you liking more and more about your players as we go now that you're having actual tangible games and obviously getting ready for conference games, which takes it to yet another level? Do you feel that this team has got the abilities now to get, go against conference players?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I love playing a tougher non-conference so that we're ready for conference play. And I think that these guys now, it's like, okay, you competed against Big 12, American Conference, Mountain West. You should have some confidence playing, in the Big West now, right? And so we've talked about that. You competed, so have that like swagger about you. And I think our kids are starting to have that. And you have to learn how to win, and so it was good to see that. And now I told them that they have all the tools to be a really good team and to be playing in March, and we want to be playing our best basketball February, March, and so we need to keep peaking and have a really good December, and then I told them they should have a winning season.
Was Arizona, when you look at the schedule, having them right before this little 2-game conference play, was that something you were looking forward to in terms of just having a quality, Big 12 opponent?
Yeah.
Get yourself ready?
Yeah, it's so different. Some people will schedule like a D2 to try to clean things up before conference, but I'd rather us definitely be tested. And I thought we had our moments there. I think we got it down to 6, and then we didn't take care of the ball, things like that. But yeah, I think the Arizona game was a really good test, and finally our girl Maria Diaz started to score. So if we can get all of our top 4 guards scoring, then we're in a good spot.
You mentioned being picked 11th. And look, girls that played on other teams, on those teams last year, thinking, you guys were a soft touch last year, according to them, right?
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
And so do you think you can maybe have an opportunity maybe to, punch them in the mouth here a little bit without them seeing the punch coming?
Yeah, I told our players, like, you have to assume they're going off of last year, right? And so they're going to think it's an easy win. Like, it was when I was at San Jose State, everybody used to circle us on the calendar in the Mountain West, we're going to win that game. And then we went and we finished top 3. So, like, it's kind of nice because people are going to overlook you. And then you got to surprise them, though. And so I told our guys to have that mentality and play with an edge, a chip on your shoulder, for sure.
So if where you are right now, what's the next step that you have to take? Wins and losses aside, if
Yeah.
you've seen some stuff. What do you want to see more of, or what's the next thing you want to see?
Yeah, the next thing I want to see is I talked to our team today, but I challenged the top 3 guards. Morgan and 10 are the most efficient players on our team, percentage-wise. It's Cece, Krishan Coleman, and Marley and Maria Diaz who will lead us to the promised land. They have to have offensive leverage and be able to score, and you have to be able to defend your guy. And if those 3 do their job, they're the catalyst to our success. And so once they turn the full corner, I know that the sky's the limit with this team. So I'm going to be on their tails about doing that.
Anybody else?
Healthy? Are you healthy at the West?
Yeah, healthy. It's all good.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
Yep, it's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.